Rev Jimmy 69. Nice. When does the Quest 3 512 go on sale for $499? Meta still shows it starting at $649. I'm ready to get a second Quest 3 to share with friends, but wanted to wait for the $499 price. Thanks for the info. Okay, so this actually started today. I know your question was probably from day one. It was a little late on the drop, but now it's already on sale. You can see it on Meta, Amazon. You get the 512 gig for that. But watch out also because they need to run out of stock on the 128s. So you'll see different ones around, hopefully cheaper. I see some refurbished ones for lower prices, but it is there for you. Although I did hear in some countries it may be slow to roll out there too. But so far from what I can see from Meta's website in America, prices changed. AB Orsmith says, I have a Quest 2 and the controllers are broken. I don't know if I should pre-order the 3S or buy the 3. If you can afford the 3 is still the most premium headset. It's the best way to go, and it's going to feel like the biggest leap from the 2. If you go from a 2 to a 3S, it will feel like an upgrade in ways, but you'll feel like, oh, the screens still kind of look the same. The lenses still feel the same. The 3 is still definitely the best way you can go if you're going to. So the EG asks, do you know if Quest 3 will be coming with Batman this fall or just 3S? So if you already have a Quest 3 and you want to get Batman, you're going to pay $50 for it and buy it yourself. The 3S will automatically come with Batman, but you won't get it for a week after the Quest 3S launch because the 3S launches on the 15th and Batman launches on the 22nd. Remy DeBoer says, I think I heard one of the speakers say if you already own the click-on prescription lenses with your Quest 2, you can use them on the Quest 3. Yes, this is correct. So it is the exact same lenses, the housing, the plastic. I even saw the little 3 notches around the lenses. So if you have Quest 2 prescription lenses, you'll be able to use those right on the Quest 3S. Or if you're going to get a Quest 3S, you could even pre-order your lenses now because you know they would work. Yeah, they said it would. It looks identical. Same lens housing, should be totally fine. Mark Poppin Pringles Leaf asks, my question, reworded, how much of a resolution drop is there on the 3S compared to the 3 with a game like Batman, which is made for the Quest 3? Looking at them side by side, it really looked just as good. You know, obviously the pancake lenses on the Quest 3 are way better. The screen resolution is higher, but playing a game like Batman, you're moving so fast, you're getting so immersed. And the fact that the frame rate can stay up just as well made it still feel really good to play. I don't think anyone's gonna feel like they're getting a downgrade if they're getting the 3S because they're probably not getting it when they already have the 3. But if you have the 3, you're gonna still play your games on the 3. Peeps Are Gross asks, does not having a depth sensor make the pass-through terrible? No, actually, I even reset the boundary just so I could see how the new software depth sensing worked, and it worked just the same. It felt the same. So far, it seems like the pass-through is just as good. We'll have to look at them side by side when I actually get the headset because it may be potentially better as they may have placed the sensors better. They've learned a lot over the year. We'll report back, but so far, the experience felt fine. Balanchard asks, is there one of those mesh interfaces for the Quest 3 that looks really interesting and does it prevent fogging well? Now, we don't see that coming yet, but there is a new facial interface just for the Quest 3. They're calling it the Spatial Awareness interface. It just leaves a giant gaping hole around your face, kind of like the Quest Pro did. It's interesting. You'll see it here on the screen, and it's a weird idea. You could cover this with some kind of mesh if you really cared to, but honestly, I'm surprised the Quest 3S one they made, they even covered it with mesh because it felt like you could see through the mesh so well, so much light was coming in that it didn't really matter. And at least if there was no mesh, you'd actually even feel wind blowing through. Eagle Doc Stu brings up a good point. Another reason they don't like the 3S, they're saying they don't have the 3 charging prongs on the bottom, so you're stuck with always charging through the USB-C port. It's a good thing to point out because yes, charging docks aren't necessarily going to work the same. They did make that new charging dock now that works for the Quest 3 or the 3S, and that is dependent on that USB port. We did that forever with the Quest 2. I don't think it'll be too big of a deal for people who are getting this, and it's just one more way that they did save that money. Scarlet Ibis says, do you think they made the Quest 3S out of the leftover Quest 2 parts? Honestly, yes. A lot of the parts, the lens housing, the way the IPD slides is identical. They probably, once they stopped production on the Quest 2, they started producing the Quest 3 and then used up any stock of the interchangeable parts that they had. Good point. Puppy Ladder asks, how well is the controller tracking? This is the only thing I'm wondering. Same controllers, same sensor design as the Quest 3, so we should be looking at just as good of tracking as the Quest 3 itself. Still great tracking for VR controllers, VR headset, but not as good as Lighthouse by any means. Daytime Room asks, is it ideal to use the 3S without the facial interface? With the 3S, you could use it without the facial interface as long as you have a strap just like with the 3. If you have a Bobo strap that turns it into a halo, you can take out the facial interface and do it without it. It would be just the same as if you did it with the Quest 2, which lots of people did that. And then any other differences between the two, I mean, really the big main difference you're going to notice between the Quest 3 and the 3S is those lenses. The Fresnel lenses get the God rays. They have those concentric rings on them. They have a smaller sweet spot, so it's hard to keep your eyes in just the right place. You get a little bit more strain with them. The Quest 3 is still going to be the better visual experience by far, but they run the same internals. Brindle with a long one here. It seems to be great for those wanting to finally step into VR who've never tried it, but it's just a shame to see they're using the Fresnel lenses instead of the pancake ones. They did this to not lose sales of the Quest 3. It's really to keep the price down. The pancake lenses require a lot brighter, better display screens, meaning that they had to save money somewhere. So the Fresnel lenses, they had tons of them probably left over from the Quest 2. The screens are left over from the Quest 2, or at least they seem to be. They may not be the exact same model inside. We'll find that out during teardowns. But if they did make the 3S with the pancake lenses, it would basically be a 3. Vixen Oreos says, my question is, does the Quest 3S work with PCVR, whether through Wi-Fi, linking, or by cable? Yes, you got the same circuits, the same boards, everything from the Quest 3 is inside the 3S. Really, the only difference in the 3S is the lenses, the screens, the shell, the housing, but ultimately it works exactly the same as the Quest 3, so you're gonna be able to play PCVR just fine. You all have given me tons more questions to answer, so you're gonna see a couple more of these videos coming, and drop more down in the comments here if you have more questions you need answered. And if you are interested at this point in getting a 3S or even a 3 at the new price point, there will be some links down below that you can get those through. Thank you for being here with me, and I'll see you in another reality.